in a restorative pose. That's where we're going to start. But we're going to actually start just sitting. I'm going to sit on my block, runaway block. And I'm sitting in Virasana. You sit however you like, just to feel the sit bones, kind of digging this. So just wiggling in, feeling it. Maybe you move the fleshy stuff out, and then just be. Let yourself come into this the seat of the yogi, feeling your breath, and anchoring the sit bones, and just finding that connection of sit bones to the base of the skull, and that you can lengthen along that back line. You might feel the chin start to drop, the shoulders rest in their sockets. Let the jaw go. Just listening to your breath for a few more moments. Releasing, undoing any tension that's kind of snuck in. Honoring this transition point from whatever you were doing before to this moment right now. Feel like you have arrived. And we're ready to set out on this journey together. Inhale. And as you breathe out, bring your hands together at your heart, bow your chin, welcoming yourself to your practice. And we'll open this practice together and chant Om 3 times. Inhale, lengthen, and release this breath completely. Inhale fully. Releasing your chin, place your hands on your thighs, lift your chin, and then open your eyes. Okay, do whatever you like. Move things around a little bit. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, and then we'll start with bolster. And just gonna open up the low belly back and give us a chance to settle. So I'll put the bolster at the upper height of the bolster of the mat, and perhaps a blanket for your head at any height here. And I'm gonna also bring in the block I was sitting on. It's gonna be handy, so have a block handy. And then just start as you like, maybe right against the bolster, your legs out, knees bent a little bit away from the bolster. Lie down. Oh, so much excitement in my house. Puppies just went crazy. Okay, and good. So take your time, settle into this. And just finding that opening from, navel to pubic bone, or below the ribs to the hips area. And settling the shoulders, jaw, feeling into your breath. Okay. And then bringing one hand or both hands to the middle of your forehead and just pressing into your third eye space, maybe circling, just pressing in, bringing in some awareness to this space, this magical space between eyebrows and hairline. And after you've pressed in a few moments, just release your hands when you're ready. And feel the dissension of the eyes, the heaviness of the third eye. Just opening the breath, taking a nice, full, gentle inhalation. Hold it there for a few moments, just without stress, and then release it all the way to the end, to the bottom. And just do that a few times, maybe 2 more times, just being very present to each inhale and each gentle exhale, and these little pauses, the top and the bottom. Like here we are on summer solstice day. And it is about the sacred pause at the top. As the sun hits the pinnacle, it just pauses there and then begin its descent. So just feeling into that in your own body. Okay. And then just let that go. Okay, if your legs are straight, just do a little hip walking. So I'm just going to extend one leg and hike the other leg up a few times. And if your knees are bent, maybe it's a windshield wiper, just a little bit of movement for the hips. Good. And then settle back into whatever you're doing. And we'll add the arms. So we'll just lift the arms up off the floor, extend through the fingers, the hands. As you inhale, sweep your arms over your head. You might even let them cross like you're doing like a little dance. And as you exhale, wave them down. Whatever they do, just let it be fluid and even. So you're feeling, that the arms are moving together and literally flying as you lie here on your back. Opening the breath a little bit more fully. Next time your arms come over your head, if you're comfortable to keep them there, even if they're not resting, you're just extending them. And then we'll add a little hip walking again. This time I'll do some shoulder walking with that. So as the right leg extends, the right arm will extend. And if you're waving your knees side to side, you can still stretch one arm away and the other. Good. And then inhale, extend your arms and your feet in opposite directions. As you exhale, just lift the arms up to the sky, palms together, down in front of your heart, interlace your fingers, flip the palms, press up. And exhale, take these arms over your head and press into the bolster with the back body, the back ribs. If your legs are extended, the heels are pressing into the floor. Just breathe here. Nice and easy. And then we'll release the arms. And as you exhale, just flutter them down by your sides. Let them rest, palms up, and let your feet do whatever they need to do. Good. Okay. We'll bend the knees, feet to the floor, and just wiggle yourself towards, like away from the head a little bit, just so maybe the end of the bolster is now more mid-back. And then find your block. And we'll put the block underneath the hips, and it can be lowest height. That will kind of take you in line with the bolster. We're just changing our position to gravity a little bit. I can put that block on the second height. Oh, that's actually really nice for me. I might stay there. Let me try third height, see how that is. Oh, that's nice too. But I'm going to stay on the second height. You go wherever feels good. Feel the sacrum balanced. Walk your feet to a comfortable, balanced place. And then we're just gonna rest here like this for a few moments. So now you have like maybe the low back area from the hip bones to the bottom ribs is just hanging. And just feel that, even if you take a hand and just kind of touch your low back, the part that's just hanging off between block and bolster. And then just feel like you can release that as much as you can. So it's a conscious heaviness you're bringing in here. Let that heaviness, once you maybe discovered a little bit of release, feel it all the way up to the shoulders, the back of your neck, sides of your face, everything just melting into this. We let all the props do the work here. Good. Okay. Let's take one more full breath in. Maybe linger in the pause, and then gently exhale that breath all the way down. Okay, take your hands to your block, and we're going to move the block down a little bit. So I'm just walking my feet in, lift the hips. I'm going to take it down so I feel more the end of the sacrum, the tailbone. And what I'm looking for here, friends, we're going to do this cat-cow, just this, arching of the tailbone up and down. So play with where you put the block. And you want to find that place where you have more mobility to arch your back and also flex you're just moving the lower back, the tailbone. Okay, so the hip bones are angling down and then they angle up. And feel free to touch your hip bones if you're not sure what's happening. Put your feet wherever you like. And just do this a few times. Once I'm comfortable in where the block is, let your arms rest and just continue this arching. And once you've got it, we're going to slow it down so that as you arch the back, maybe you hang out there for a moment and then reverse it. Just do this, just a little bit of mobility into this low back. Just like that. Yes. Okay, and let's do one more of each. And then you'll just come to rest. Feel free to move the block back to a more comfortable place, a better height. Just hang out here. Okay, I'm going to heel toe the feet. Bring the right knee in, and maybe you take your hands and you clasp around the shin or around the thigh. And then walk your left leg out or straighten it. And the heel could rest on the floor. It could also hover. Just hug in. And then press out as much as you can through the left leg. And if it's bent, use the foot. Drop the shoulders, the jaw. And then release the right leg, set the right foot on the floor. Just be for a moment or two. And then we'll switch. We'll bring the left leg in, opposite interlace somewhere, whatever works. And then extend the right leg, heel to the floor, lifting. If you lift it, sometimes you find more access to open it as you push it away. It can happen too with the heel on the floor. You experience both. Just extend yourself through the right side, soften the shoulders. Take one more breath. And then release and rest. Just come back to your rest. You can take the block out. Just feel your breath. Take one more moment. Okay, we're going to just wiggle ourselves down. So come off the block if you're still on it. Wiggle yourself down a little bit more on the bolster. So now it's just about underneath the shoulder blades. And put your prop for your head if you need that. So you've come down a lot more. Arms open out to the side. Okay, you can feel into the part of your back now that's lifting, or it's just a little bit, hovering from the floor. And soften there. Let that Heart be so heavy. Legs bent or straight. Your legs are straight, just bending them now. And we'll move to windshield wiper. So separate your feet nice and wide and just rocking your knees side to side. And we'll use this height of the bolster. So you've got a little bit deeper, maybe more opening on the side, and then take your time. So maybe you'll drop over to one side and breathe into that space. And then switch to the opposite side. And breathe into that space. Good. Okay, so you can come back to center, hang out for a breath or two. And we're just going to take that opposite hand of bringing the hands together. So inhale as you are, and as you exhale, bring your hands together at your heart. Opposite, interlace the fingers, flip the palms up to the sky, and release the arms over your head. And if you want to straighten the legs, if you haven't done that, do that. And then just be here, press into the bolster with your back, with the upper back. Maybe even you can press more, a little bit higher, like you can change where you're pressing. So that's just like a little bit of a tilt, almost like you're taking the solar plexus in and up. Probably very poorly explained, but one more breath, no matter what you're doing. And then release, arms down, pause here. Okay, so we're going to come off the bolster. You're welcome to roll to the side, or if you want to come out of the crypt, I'm going to do that here. So the legs are extended. You're going to lift the head, maybe the hands help. Just tone the front of your throat, and reach your arms out, and then slowly start to peel yourself up. See what happens. If it works, great. If it doesn't, just progress on the path, and it's all lovely and good. Okay, good. All right. So we're going to take, we're not going to do a major flow, but we're just going to get a couple cat-cows in. So I'll just move all this stuff out. Maybe you like a blanket for your knees. And okay, good. Let's come to hands and knees. And let's just start with, we did all this stuff for the low back. So once you're here, feel like you're going to find your tabletop. So I'm drawing my heart in a little bit. I'm extending, the low back through the sit bones. Find the sit bones at the crown, at the back of your head. Find that connection, and then start to wag your tail. Just move your tail side to side. And we're going to start to take that into a little bit of a circling. You just circle that as best as you can. Yeah, if anything else comes in, that's okay. I'm doing my best though, just to really keep it in the tailbone as if it's just making a circle. I'm going to reverse that. Do that a few times. Feel your breath connecting. Good. Okay, and then just come back to the wagging of your tail. Now we're going to add the head. So as the tail wags to the left, you're going to turn your head as if you're looking at your tail, and then switch. So we're looking for a little bit of a baby side stretch. So as you turn to the left, maybe the right shoulder extends forward. And do that on both sides a few times. My toes are tucked under. Opening the soles of the feet. Good. Okay, come back to center. Put the tops of the feet down. Release yourself back into child's pose. And sometimes it's more comfortable if you walk your legs up, if you're using a blanket. So it's not just the knees that are under the blanket. Maybe the whole bottom part of your leg. Okay, release yourself in, breathe here. This is a great pose for breathing into the low back. So no matter where you are in here, if you're not, your forehead's on the floor, great. If it's not, great. Breathe into your low back as much as you can. A little bit of pressure into the belly. Good. One more breath. And bringing yourself back up to your hands and your knees. Readjust yourself, tuck your toes under. Good. Find your tabletop. So find this sit bones extending, base of the skull is long. We're going to come back to that circling of the tailbone, but we're going to let it come all the way up the body. So just start to find that circling, and then just find the freedom in the whole spine, the whole torso, your shoulders are moving. Just enjoy this, getting some wrist stretching. You might find that you start to move a little bit front to back. All beautiful and lovely. Listen to all of your cracks and your creaking. Good, and then reverse at some point. Now you're rolling yourself the other way, and you're going to find that rhythm. Good. Okay. Good. Just reverse one direction and then reverse again. And we'll give these little wrists a rest. Keep the toes tucked under. Bring the hips back. Okay. Once you come to sit, if you're on your toes, then, or sit any way you need to, up on your knees, move your hands and your wrists. I'm going to take these up into the sky. I'm still rolling the wrists here. Maybe you can't see them. And smiling. Good. Okay, one more breath. Good. Okay, come back. Come back to your hands and your knees. And this time, make it a long tabletop. We're going to flow forward and back. So as you're ready, come forward, and maybe you drop your hips into this baby cobra, but if that is not happy, just find your own forward and back. Feel the cat and the cow here, which we haven't even actually done in its full glory. Good. It moves slow. Move with your breath. That's a great offering. I'm going to do one more. Yes. Okay, and now we're going to come back and sit on the tops of the feet. So again, when you walk yourself up on your blanket, sit. I'm going to move those wrists, take them up, lengthen yourself, and anchoring the tops of the feet into the floor, dropping the sit bones, lengthening through the back of the neck. Good. Okay, good shake. A lot for the wrists, I know, but it's good for them. So here we go. Okay. Back to your hands and your knees. Tuck your toes under. Find your tabletop. And let's go cat-cow, just like you know and you love. Anyway, okay, what's interesting here, well, maybe today is what's interesting, are your shoulders moving at the exact same time. Is one compensating for the other? So I feel like this is like a really nice massage. That's how it feels to me right now. Good. I'm going to do one more. And come to your tabletop. Walk your hands forward or your knees back and come all the way down onto your tummy. And feel free to move your wrists if they need that here. And then we're just going to rest. Okay, the blanket's not, it will start at the hip bones. It'll support the hip bones and then down the thighs. And the knees might feel better off the blanket, so move yourself. And then release yourself to the earth. On this day of summer solstice 2022, I honor all the blessings in my life and all the blessings to come. In whatever form they come in. This human experience we are presently experiencing. Good, okay. So a nice big breath in, maybe linger in the natural pause. And exhale. And let's take it up to Sphinx. So You're gonna walk the legs out a little bit apart. You might tuck your toes under and press the heels away, just get a little longer through your legs. And then find your Sphinx. So up in this, when we had little kids, and I know some of you have little ones still in your life, it's like this tummy time. And you put them down and start to lift their head, and then you're strengthening the back of their neck, and you're strengthening their back, and all of a sudden the world looks different. And here we are, at whatever age you're at, and you're practicing your tummy time. So notice if your low back feels twingy, draw the belly in, push the forearms into the floor and forward. Take the shoulders away from the ears, drop your jaw, and let's drop the head completely here. And really pull that in a nice way. You're gonna lengthen through the back of the neck, the chin's drawing in, and then it might even drop up. The chin can come into the chest and then press up more into the back of the neck. And keep that, this little bit of stretching the back of the neck, soften the shoulders, and you feel this, hopefully a very nice release. The legs are active and they're supporting the pose. Breathe. And just play with this. Can the shoulders move away? The head release a little more. The eyes are soft. Good. And then lifting your head from the back of your head, lift it up. Feel the front of the throat, maybe tone to help. And then release yourself down. Just if you have arm over arm, change it. Tuck your chin, rest. Good. And then we'll stay like this with your head as it is, and just bend your knees, and let's come to windshield wiper here, just rocking side to side. The feet are waving side to side. Good. And we'll change this into an egg beater here, just finding your egg beating leg action. So you feel yourself rolling from the inner thigh, outer thigh. And then reverse your egg beater once you've kind of got it. Just reverse it. Yeah. That's it. You're really creating space in your back. And you might feel the hips really shifting, like they almost do a figure 8. And then change direction again. Find your hip dance. And then change direction again. And then we'll rest with the feet touching each other. You might even rub the soles of your feet together, make some fire there. Good. Make some magic there. And then come to rest. Yeah, I'm going to come back to Sphinx. If the leg's not happy for your back, just release the legs back down. Otherwise, come on up. Maybe you can walk the arms in a little more, get a little more height. You see, take the shoulders back. Yeah, I'm going to press the soles of the feet together and flex the toes. Breathe. If you do have your legs bent, oh, this is interesting. You bring the heels to the hips and back a couple times. See how that is. Good for something. Good. Okay. And then we'll come to just be here for a moment. And release, lower yourself down. Place your hands underneath your shoulders for a cobra, and we'll just do a twisted cobra. So as you inhale, pick yourself up from the shoulders, from the fronts of your shoulders, lift it up, lift the back of the head, come up to your place here, and then start to just move side to side. I still have my legs bent. That might not be the best for your low back. You decide. I'm just moving here. This beautiful dance, honoring everything we've got here. Good. Okay. Come back to your center. Inhale. And exhale. Lower yourself all the way down. As soon as you get down, I'm just going to press up and over to child's pose. So I'll bring the hands back a little bit. Really plant the knees into the floor. Lift the shoulders. Lift up. And find your way into child's pose. And this time I'm going to bring the knees right together because I really want to free the low back. You can do that without coming down. You do this and then slowly let yourself release and whatever it is. And this is what the knees together, it becomes a little bit more of a seed-like child's pose. Tuck the chin. And then just be with that breath, opening your low back. feeding it. That's it. One more full breath in and feel it, just the container of your low back holding that breath. Maybe as you hold the breath, you can even push out and then let it go. The normal breath. Let's do that again. So a nice big breath, fill yourself up and then hold it. And then using your intrinsic muscles, push out into the low back, make it bigger. And then let it go. Okay, so no surprises. I'm going to come from here into a low lunge with the left foot forward. So just find your way up. Maybe you come to hands and knees first. Just step that left foot and grab it. Do what you need to do. And then once we're here, I'm just going to rock front to back. I do have this foot outside the hand. So you can do that. Say that. Just wave front to back. Use blocks if you need them. Okay. I'm also walking that right knee back a little bit, give myself more space. Okay. Come to the lunge. And then turn the right hand out a little bit. Left hand to your thigh. We're just going to twist here. I'm going to lift. Twisting. I'm keeping the knee on the floor for this moment. I'm going to press the knee area. See? Hey, we talked about this. And then lift your arm up. If you want to come to the full expression, you can lift that knee up and open yourself. Every time I move, she stops. So smart. Press out. Okay, release. You can come back to hands and knees. Or maybe it's a downward dog, or maybe it's a three-legged dog. As we lift that left leg up in the air, I'm just going to press out both legs. And then we'll come back. Okay, the right foot's coming forward. However you need to get it there. And then maybe it's the outside of the right hands. And we'll just come back to that forward and back waving. So good. So just take your time. Breathe here. Just enjoy this. And we'll come to lunge. Turn your left hand out with the right hand on the thigh. Start to twist. Open. And this feels good. Lift that arm up and you can lift the knee up. It's going to open the twist a little more. Be strong in your legs. Open in your breath. Good. Okay, release. Come down however you need. Maybe it's a downward dog and a three-legged dog. The right leg lifts up. Good. Okay. And then put both feet down. Come back down for child's pose. So I'm going to open the knees really wide. I'm going to turn the feet so that the heels are in line with the knees. And that might not be anywhere good for you, at which point, you make that child's pose what it is. And if you can extend your arms and tuck your chin. And really surrender here. As best as you can. One more breath. Okay, come back up, hands and knees. Find your tabletop. Move yourself through cat-cow. So now we're just going to slow it down. We're going to use this now as a great release for all that work. Good. Okay, circle the hips, maybe the whole body. Let's let it go. Feel the shoulders moving. Oh, so good, all that cracking. Almost like you're scrubbing both sides and change directions. Good. And just come back to cat-cow, just as you know it. And then settle back, either downward dog or child's pose, whatever you'd like to rest in. Both work. And then coming to sit from whatever pose you're in. Maybe you want to move your wrists around a little bit. Good. Okay. All right, we're going to come back onto our backs. Grab your strap. And you can have a block on either side. Okay, and then if you need your socks or your heating pads or any of that stuff, throw it in. I'm going to put this blanket up at the top here for the head. Turn the doors outside so you can have all the heating pads. 100. You can't never have enough. And they don't last that long. So okay. All right, so now we come onto the back with very little props other than maybe a blanket and your heating pads. You have your blocks on either side of you. You just separate the feet. So bend your knees, separate the feet, pigeon toe your feet, drop your knees together, and then lift your hips. Take your hands, put them underneath your tush, palms down, spread your fingers as much as you can. And just breathe here. Drop in. So you can feel like the thumbs and the index fingers are creating a triangle shape, almost mimicking the sacrum bone that they're framing. Okay. Good. I'm going to separate the knees. Okay, do what you need to with your feet. And we're going to come to this windshield wiper, side to side, and you're going to feel, maybe the hip bone is massaging the wrist bone or anything there. Feel free to walk your hands a little bit in either direction to just find new places. Let the jaw go. If this is not a pleasant experience for you, you just smile and embrace it. Maybe this is, those places of the most discomfort, those places that make us the most uncomfortable. Those tight places, those hard experiences are where we grow the most. So the same thing with our practice. When we're in places of discomfort, this is generally the medicine we need. We'll be here. Okay, I'm going to hang out for a breath or two on the left side, feeling that discomfort in the hip bone and even the arms. Soften your right shoulder a little more. And then roll yourself over, your knees over to the right. Soften through the left side a little more. Breathe here. And then come back. And I'm just going to heel toe the feet a little closer together, lifting the hips. I'm going to bring the hands, the thumbs are touching now, the index fingers are touching. And then I'm lowering back down. So you're still on your hands. Breathe here. Okay, heel toe your toes to touch. Bring the right knee in, bring the left knee in. And then we're just going to move the knees side to side. And it's not that big. It's just a little bit, but maybe you can feel your bones on your thumbs here, your thumb joint. If it's not happy, put your feet down, find a better place. And then maybe you can find some circling of the knees. So it's not very big. It'd probably be about as big as if you were holding your knees. And then reverse this circling. Circle the opposite way. Yes, yes. Good. Good. Okay, and then rest. So I'm going to rest with the knees into the chest. Drop the shoulders. If you have your knees into your chest and you want to straighten your legs and whatever they do here, okay, if your legs are straight, then you're probably not that much weight on your hands. So you release your hands, take your hands up on the backs of the shins or the heels and draw these legs into your face. If you're here, wherever you are, enjoy what you're doing. Okay, as I draw the legs in, I'm really going to soften the hips or the sit bones area, the glutes. One more breath. Okay, and then release whatever you're doing. Maybe now you're just taking your hands out. Breathe here. Okay, let's take the strap. I have the block on either side. I know I said that before. I know you're there. Just a reminder. And we'll start with the Let's start with the left leg in. Then we'll put the strap over the left foot. And let's give it a little shoe shine. That's just good medicine. So you can have it stretched straight or bent, right leg straight or bent. Just shoe shine the sole of this foot. And then we're going to find that Supta Pada Gustasana A. So I'll move the strap up, balls of the feet, extend the leg, let the arms be supportive. So Heart was very intrigued by it. I said this in class maybe a little bit ago, but if you wrap your hands on the strap, then it's a lot easier to hold on. And if you're not wrapping your hands, then the hands actually have to work. So you decide what you're happy here. Let the shoulders drop, maybe tuck your chin a little bit. Press out through, the legs. So many ways to do that. You can push the thighs back. That might give you a little arch in your low back. You push out from sit bones to heels. And the heels can also draw into the sit bones. A little tug on the foot there for flexion, and the foot can also push back into the strap. Okay, now soften into your belly area. Soften your jaw. Soften the left glute in your mind's eye if it's possible. And then let's let the hands slide nice and long on the strap, and then we'll move the foot side to side. So you're getting a little shoe shine, a little movement here. Try and keep this just in the leg. So the right leg, my right leg is stretched out. I'm really anchoring the right leg. Just letting this be in the left. Good. Okay, the next time the left leg goes out to the left, take the left hand, both ends of the strap in the left hand, right arm out to the side. You can let your elbow drop or whatever you need to do here. And just gently, I'm moving this leg, no pose is ever static. Just pulling and releasing with the left hand a little bit. Pulling the strap in and out. One more breath. Good. Okay, anchor the right leg. Use the left hip, pull the leg up. Take it all the way over. And I haven't switched hands yet because I'm going to take the right hand to maybe move the block if that helps, if that's helpful for you. To support the leg, and then you can switch hands and open into this twist. It's a twist. Okay, I'm extending as much as I can, like even the left hip, the right leg, or extending to the space behind. Find your beautiful breathing, like you're just lying over a bolster, filling yourself up. All that's being offered today on the longest day of the year. Take one more breath. Okay, find your strength and stability to lift this leg up. It's really coming from the strongest part of your body, which is this, hip area, low back area, front belly area, thigh, glutes. Come back to the first part of the pose. So you're just holding the strap on either side. And we'll start to wave this leg front to back. Let your arms be playful. So they're involved, and maybe they straighten, maybe they stay bent. Just wave this leg front to back. Let's do one more, and then you're going to find that greatest stretch, and you're going to pull that leg in. Extend through your heels. Smile. Soften where you can. If you want to lift your head and neck up, maybe release this. If I do that, I'm going to release the strap and take my hands behind the calf here and just draw it in. Good. And then release everything so that we can actually take a moment to feel these little changes. And the whole left side of the body is saying, thank you. Oh, you're welcome. And thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Okay. Sometimes I really feel like the body parts are talking to me. They are. They definitely do. Bring the right leg in. I mean, they can talk to you and be like creaky and unhappy, and they can talk to you and be like, oh, that's what I needed. Okay, so you're just shoe shining this foot with love and presence and great gratitude. All the miles you're going to carry me this summer and the rest of my life. Good. Okay, and then settling into Supta Pada Gustasana A. Just holding the strap, however works for you today. Opening the back of this leg with all of your powers of awareness into how this leg connects from the heel to the hip, the sole of the foot, all the way. Breathe and relax even as you're working this. And again, my left leg is extended, and I try and imagine I'm standing on it. Good. And soften. For me, it's the front of the hip bone. The outer thigh here needs to soften. Jaw. Releasing the jaw helps. Good. Okay, and then opening the strap and waving this leg. We all have one side that's a little shorter than the other. We are in our perfectly balanced and perfectly created bodies. We are out of balance. One side that's more tender. It's its turn to say thank you by giving it some space. Okay, I'm going to take the leg over to the right, both ends of the strap into the right hand. Open the left arm, and keeping the leg in its balance, so the hips are, as best as I can, equally balanced on the floor. The left hip might lift a little bit, but that's the work. And then be here. Again, as I say be here, I am moving this right leg a little bit, just drawing it, pulling the strap in and letting it go, lossing this. Good. Okay, and then anchor through the hips. Draw the right hip up or in to lift the leg. And then keep the right hand on the strap as you take the leg over to the left side. Find that block, place it where you need it, and then you'll let the straps go into the left hand, right arm can open. And integrity here. So the right hip is extending. I'm extending through that right leg, through the left leg. So I'm softening through the shoulders, and the face, and breathing as fully as possible. Almost like we're just lying over a bolster. Good. Okay. Anchoring the hips. Bring yourself back up. Separate the strap again into each hand. Find the first pose. And then when you're ready, friends, you'll start to wave this leg forward and back in whatever way makes sense. And imagine you're on the Cirque du Soleil stage and everyone's watching you do this, and you're just like, so connected. Everything's working so nice. You love my little part in the Cirque du Soleil show. And then, good. Okay. I'm going to bring this leg in as much as I can, wherever that place of stretch is. And then I'm going to release the strap here. Take the hands opposite interlace behind the calf. Lift your head and chest up and draw it in. This is your jam. Then be with this. And then release and come to your pseudo shavasana. And just feel yourself very anchored and grounded. Okay, so we're going to do modified legs up the wall for just a little bit. So you have your block nearby. Place this block underneath your sacrum, whatever height you like. And I'm going to bring the legs up to the sky. So if that works for you, great. If it doesn't, keep your feet on the floor. Okay, while I'm here, if I bring the legs over towards my face too much, I lose the connection of the blocks. I'm just going to take it back. So I can anchor from the sacrum into the block up to the heels. Take the arms out. Just be here for a few moments. If you need to play, open your legs wide, or whatever it is you like to do. Do that. Soften to the floor, whatever's there. Oh, I said let's play. I'm going to open my legs out. And then just to give a little more anchoring, I'll take the hands and just rest them on the inner thighs. And sometimes that's just enough. Almost I resist the hands. And then that's going to tone and I bring a little bit more into the hips. One more breath. Okay, and then lifting the legs back up. I'm going to take them down, see if I can get them to touch the exact same time. And once you get the feet down, we're here for 1 or 2 breaths. I'm just going to sneak that block up a little bit higher height. And enjoy this, inversion. Good. Okay, drop into the third eye. Feel yourself resting, inviting this body into its rest. Our next pose is Shavasana. Okay, just gonna come off the block. If you want to do legs up the wall, friends, I feel like that's such an important pose, especially as maybe we're walking more, spending more time on our feet to hiking up mountains and all that. So legs up the wall can be a nice place to, even though it's a restful pose, it's invigorating for the legs. Whatever works for you. It's good. Just honoring the space. Be still and quiet. Allow everything we've opened to receive this rest, to gently come back to where it needs to be, and to be bathed in the freshness of your breath. It was helpful to massage your third eye space as a way of bringing you into this present moment a little quicker. Do that. Now inviting yourself to be heavy and grounded, relaxed as you can at this moment. Telling yourself, I am relaxed. I am grounded. I am held. Coming back to that solar flow of your breath. Nice inhale and pause at the top for a few moments. And then that full release, just acknowledging or lingering in the pause at the bottom. Just repeating this very conscious, connected flow of your breath. Feel how the breath moves all the way up to its pinnacle, just like the sun is at its pinnacle today, and all the way down to the base of you. And choosing to stay here, or beginning your awakening some way that feels really nice and loving and gentle, like you would awaken a sleeping child. Just maybe you rub their backs, whisper to them gently, loving words. And then when that child does wake up and it looks at you, and you smile at each other, and it's great greeting. And bringing that in here as you come upright, just, oh, I see you. I feel you. Your energy, calm, relaxed, and very vibrant. As you're ready, friends, you'll inhale and exhale, bring these hands together at your heart, bow your chin. Just embracing and acknowledging and loving all parts of yourself. With great gratitude for being here and for showing up and for doing the work. Honor your practice and your presence. As you begin your next inhalation, lengthen yourself. And exhale completely, and we'll seal this with our May We Be Blessed mantra in an inhale. May we be blessed with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be healthy, and may we be happy. We'll seal that with an Om. Inhale. Take a full breath in. Breathe into your hands. Hold it there for a moment and put in there what you need. Lifting your chin, and offer this to yourself. And we offer it to each other because we probably all need the same thing. And then we'll bring it on back. Great love, great blessings on this day. And it's just interesting to me. It just popped in my head, I made a Cirque du Soleil reference, Circle of the Sun. Today on this, midday, middle age of the sun, born on December 22nd, and here we go. So, thank you for being here, all of you. So much love. Enjoy this beautiful, very long blessing of a day, and we'll see you on Sunday. Yes, I hear you. Did I what? Thursday. That's what you're asking? Oh, see, I can understand sign language. I'll see you on Thursday. All right. Love you guys.